Hey, what is up, guys? My name is Versatile. Welcome back to another The Crew 2 video. And it's not actually about The Crew 2, we're talking about The Crew Motorfest, which is the next game that's supposed to be releasing. This is going to take place in Hawaii. I hope the map isn't too downscale because they actually have, it said on the little PlayStation Store thingy, that there's going to be up to 32 players in the session, which is a big jump up from just 8. And I hope the crews be a lot better. Maybe you can have 8 people in the crew instead of just 4. But yeah. So that's probably my number one right there. Hopefully the crews will be increased from 8 to 4 instead of because there's going to be a larger number of people. So the next thing I have is number 2 is going to be the crew 1 style PvP events. So we all know that the crew 2's PvP events are pretty much just copy pasted, and they're not really as worthwhile as doing them offline with AI, especially since your little perks apply, and in PvP you're just set to equal. It's probably for competitiveness, but the rewards not really as worthwhile as what you get playing offline. Not offline, but single player. I think this game might be available. I think the Crew Motorfest might be available offline. I have to go recheck it, but I don't want to get your hopes up. So we have the Crew 1 style PvP. We had 4 different modes on the Crew 1's PvP, and this was Blitz Brawl, Crown, Race, and Elimination. So Race and Elimination are pretty self-explanatory, except that Elimination you get 3 lives, and you lose a life if you're last. Lose all 3 of your lives, you're eliminated. Crown was pretty much like capture the flag in a way, so pretty much you capture the flag with your car or the crown. You score points. The longer you hold the crown, the more points you will have. And if someone hits you, you lose your crown. They take your crown. And there's like a zone with it too, so if you go out of that zone, the crown will be lost, and then it'll respawn somewhere else. And I like that type of. I like that. I have to admit, that was one of my favorite type of events in the crew, first crew. So Blitz Brawl was pretty much a zone with spawn, like a point scoring zone, and you'd have to drive around this location to go into the zone. Now, I don't think everyone will fit in this zone, and that can get pretty toxic since people can knock you out of the zone. It can really get toxic, but it's a pretty fun event overall. Just don't take it too seriously. In the end, it's just a game mode, and we all know what race was. So, also another thing for the crew PvP events was that some of them were actually some of them were not accessible in single player. Because I guess those was like PvP only events, and I kind of like that because keeps the events fresh. And I have to admit, you can't just do the event offline and then have more, and then just it's gonna be more valuable offline than online because of how I said the PvP aspect was everyone's equal and your perks don't apply in PvP. But another thing is that I hope the map isn't too downsized since it's 32 players. So although it's taking place in Hawaii, I hope they don't downsize it too much. Like, I understand the United States because that's over like 3,000. There's at least like 3, 4, 5,000 maybe square miles of territory that you have to downscale. But I don't think Hawaii is not that big comparing to the United States. So I hope the map isn't too downsized. And Hawaii is a pretty nice location. So another thing we have to thing is that equal focus on boats and planes, because in this game, and boats and planes are returning to the Crew Motorfest. We need equal focus on planes, boats, and cars, and that would be better because the game doesn't just have to be bloated with just cars and then planes and boats don't have to be off to the side, you know, they don't have to be like on the back burner. Oh, we get equal focus on each. But then again, yeah, I don't know how that's gonna go. Another thing I would also like is crossplay. Um, because why not? Crossplay in a racing game, it's not really that harmless, I believe. Except on PC where you can download hacks and all that. But I don't think it's gonna be that bad. Crossplay on PC crossplay with PC just should definitely happen. And if it's too complicated, maybe crossplay with consoles only. Um, so another thing I also like is like pretty much what Gran Turismo did was that they imported every car from their previous game into their next game. But I want the crew to do this, but also maybe bring updated cars as well because why not? That's one of my pet peeves about Gran Turismo as well is that they didn't update the cars; they just copy pasted them. But they did say that each new model will take 9 months, and that's quite a lot of time. That's because they put it in max detail. I don't know if the crew is going to be extremely like that, but I hope we do get some updated cars. And judging by the cover of this game, we are going to get some updated cars. Maybe a few, maybe a lot. But the more the merrier. And I think that's pretty much it. So here's my summary was that not a map to that's too downscaled. We have PvP, we have increased the crew size, we have cars imported, and we have I think that's it. I think I might be missing one, but I'm gonna go back and pretty much state the reasons. But yeah, that's all I have for you today. If you want to check out what the crew PvP was, like the first one, then I will put that either in the description or at the end of this video, which it is now. Hope you guys just a little thing in the background. I pretty much reinstalled the game to play a little bit because I have to admit, I love this game. I love that you can just get on here and chill and race. I feel like Gran Turismo has a more serious aspect to that, but yeah, it's just my opinions and what I think should be added to the crew Motorfest. And if I do find some more, I'll make a part 2 to this video. And yeah, that's all I have for you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you. Excuse me. I'll see you in the next one.